The views expressed on the Jerry Cahill CF podcast are that of Jerry Cahill and guests, and not necessarily those of the Boomer Esiason Foundation. Nothing on the Jerry Cahill CF podcast should be considered medical advice. Such advice can only be given by a physician who is experienced with cystic fibrosis. The Boomer Esiason Foundation, Jerry Cahill and guests cannot be held responsible for any damage which may result from using the information on this podcast without the permission of your medical doctor. You're listening to the Jerry Cahill CF podcast presented by the Boomer Esiason Foundation and jerrycahill.com.
Welcome to Jerry Cahill's Living, Breathing, Succeeding podcast series. This show, Managing Your Life with CF as a Teenager, Part 2, was made possible through an unrestricted educational grant from Gilead to the Boomer Esiason Foundation. Today you will meet Sean Randles, 15 years old, from Ocean City, New Jersey. Sean and his brother Colin did a podcast with me 6 years ago, and we thought it would be fun to check in to see where things are at these days. Sean just finished his freshman year at Ocean City High School and was a member of the freshman basketball team. Sean is a social media influencer and recently attended the Tobacco-Free New Jersey Prevention Network as a positive social media influencer. Sean was also hospitalized with his brother Colin in August 2019 for a tune-up.
Hi, I'm Sean Randles. I'm 15 years old. I live in Ocean City, New Jersey. I play sports. I run track. I play basketball. I also have a brother with cystic fibrosis. My relationship with my brother is very good, but obviously we're brothers, so we get annoyed at each other a lot. But it happens. Some of my hobbies are definitely social media and sports. My biggest hobby is definitely social media. I love making videos on TikTok, posting to my friends on Instagram, and all around just having fun and showing everyone what I'm doing. I don't go on Facebook as much because it's not as much video. It's just about posts about your friends or something, and it's not not a lot of my friends, and there's none of my friends on Facebook. Everyone's on Instagram and Snapchat and everything. In social media, my favorite platforms are definitely TikTok and Instagram. And I've met a lot of people through all of those, and that's probably one of my favorite things about it, is having all these friends from all around the world that do the same things as me. What I like about Instagram is definitely how you can post pictures for everyone to see, and you can interact with your friends, do different things. You can tag your friends in cool videos that you see, and they can see it. And it's just cool to show people what you do all the time. TikTok is more of a fun thing to do. You can dance, you can do anything on there, and anyone can see it. And it's just fun to post funny videos with your friends, or serious videos, whatever it is. It's more of a fast thing to do, and it's easy. Growing up with a brother with CF is definitely easier than without one, because you have someone with you through everything, and they deal with the same exact things, and if you need advice on something, you can go to him to talk and all that. Going into high school was a lot easier for me, because I had a lot of friends already in high school, and I was kind of already used to that atmosphere. I just hung out with a lot of kids in high school last year, even though I wasn't in high school. I knew a lot of kids in my brother's grade and all that, so I kind of was ready for it, and knew a lot of people in high school already. And my dad was around the school every day, so I was ready for it. Our medication routine is definitely a lot. We have AM meds, PM meds, and then we take meds before we eat. It gets hard sometimes, but our friends definitely always tell us and help us, remind us to do everything, because they want to see us the healthiest we can be. When I'm around friends doing treatments and stuff, I've gotten really used to it, because they all know I have to do it, and they know it's for the better. So I tell them when I'm doing it, and they know, and I sit there for 45 minutes, and that's really it. When people ask about CF, I usually just tell them it's a lung and digestive disease. And then if they really want to know more, I'll explain it. But usually they ask in the weird times, we're walking or something, I don't know them, and it's I can't. If I really wanted to, I could sit them down and talk about it. But usually I just say I have a lung and digestive disease, and then that's that. But usually at the beach and stuff, it's always about the feeding tube. They always want to stare at it. They just look at your face and then look down, what is that? And then they ask you, and you have to explain it, and that's really it. Like my brother, I also have a feeding tube. Usually at night after school and stuff, you have to shoot calories in, and then usually just go to sleep after we do it. The benefit of the feeding tube is definitely just the weight. You gain a lot of weight if you use it a lot and are smart with it, and it can help a lot. I go into the hospital maybe the last time we were in was in August. Me and Colin were in for 2 weeks. But before that, it was 3 years without any hospitalization, because we were just keeping up on everything, staying healthy. And then August, we kind of went downhill a little bit, so we had to go in for a little bit to revive our health. When I go into the hospital, I definitely get like lonely, like depressed, because you're not with anyone, like other than Colin, because we're there together, but we're not with any of our friends. We're not hanging out with people, going to the beach, all that stuff. So we just sit there, and it definitely gets hard, but you get used to it after like a week. Usually after going in for a tune-up for 2 weeks, you come out feeling a lot healthier. It's either easier to breathe, like you feel more energetic, and then you go out and just have fun again. It's just like a reset, like it's just like a health reset, and then you come out feeling really healthy. And then like when you're there, all of our friends come to visit us, so it's not that bad. I usually don't miss a lot of school due to CF. Usually it's every 2 to 3 months on Wednesdays. It's always Wednesdays. We always have to go to our clinic up north. And then that's usually just a day thing, and then we come back the next day and go to school. The hardest thing about managing CF in high school is definitely time management, to make sure you have enough time for sports, meds, and homework, and make sure you have everything done. All my teachers and coaches all know about CF, just in case anything happens and they have to do anything, they just have to know about it. When I'm sick, it's definitely hard to keep up with sports because we have to be home, taking our meds and taking care of ourselves to heal. Any advice to anyone with like a sibling with CF? Honestly, just be there for each other, give each other advice, and just no matter what, like just be there for them.
We hope you enjoyed the CF podcast. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on the Boomer Esiason Foundation's YouTube channel so we can keep you up to date on our latest educational programs for the cystic fibrosis community.